Hi, in this video I would like to explain how do you calculate market size? How big is the opportunity that you're going after? And how do you calculate that? So assume that you want to develop a COVID tracker for the state of Virginia. How would you calculate the market size of this tool? There are a few things that you could go about. We would not advise to go about a dollar amount, because that means that you need to price this tracker and you're so early in the development, what will you ask for it? So let's even try to understand the volume. Would it be all firms in the state of Virginia? Or would it just be firms with employees? And how much of a difference does that make? So let's dive a little deeper in this example. So let's use some data to be more specific about the example. This is data from 2016. Clearly that's old, but any data is better than none. And one of the things is that you can see is that there are nearly 800,000 firms in the state of Virginia, but many of them don't have any employees. They won't be our clients if we have a COVID tracker that is aimed at employees. And then the question is, are we going to target the really small firms or the larger firms? That's where specificity comes in. So try to be as specific as possible. For instance, in this case, we think that the market that our COVID tracker is especially suitable for firms that have above 20 but below 500 employees. That means if you subtract the number, we get to 18,569 firms. Now, mind you, this was 2016 data, and we're making estimates. So let's round this to 20,000 or 15,000, whatever you like, but make it clear that you are working here on ballpark estimates. That's the total available market in the state of Virginia. But can we reach all these 20,000 firms? That's very unlikely. So we can go in our CRM and look there at our current employees, at our current clients that have between 20 and 500 employees. And that turns out to be about 145 firms. So that could be our addressable market. Alternatively, we could say, well, our COVID tracker is not for our current clients, but it is for new clients. We want to reach a new target market. So we're not going to the general counsel, which you normally serve, but we go to the HR managers. In that case, you could, for instance, look up how many of these HR members are member of the SEHRM, which database you may have, and then you can reach out to them, say that's 15%. That gives you about 3,000 HR directors as an addressable market. Again, what you can see is that the number of the market can be anything what you like it to be, basically, as long as there is sound reasoning behind it. And that's what we would like to see on the platform. So if you look here at the platform, you're asked to give those final numbers here and here about the total market and the addressable market, and explain it here and here. As you mentioned, your reasoning is more important than anything else. And if you can decide whether you should focus on these 144 current clients or the non-clients, the HR directors, send a flare and start a discussion with your teammates and your trainer. A few final tips. As we mentioned before, use data, be specific, and round your numbers. And if possible, focus at people instead of industries or numbers of firms. So in this case, your clients or HR directors. And lastly, try to focus on quantities and not so much the monetary value. If you must, or if you really want to put dollars to the size of the opportunity, then focus on the size of the problem. Because in this case, for the COVID tracker, are we going to charge $100, $1,000? Are we going to give it away for free? That would put the opportunity anywhere in between being valued about next to nothing to a few million. So that's very unreliable. However, if you know that, for instance, in the state of Virginia in 2021, 10 firms got a total of $500,000 in fines, then you have a size of the problem. So in other words, use data and be specific. I hope that helped. If you have questions, please feel free to ask your trainer. Success!